Welcome to Architrave Gaming. I'm the Archmaster. I'm back again. So last time I was like, oh, I'm going through stuff and then I'm gonna be right back. So I was like, all right, I'm back, and I made like 2 videos, and then I was gone again. Guess why? I was feeling kind of aimless. Like, what do I actually do? I need money. I need to turn this into a career. I need to do something with it. Well, I talked to a friend of mine, Jim, and I was like, hey, what do I do? Because Jim is a veteran in the industry, and he just wants to be mentor to people, which is wonderful because I needed a mentor. And he's like, hey, you should make a product. I was like, product? Now? Already? He's like, yeah. What you're doing on your YouTube channel is you're growing wheat, okay? You keep, having all these cool ideas and telling people ideas, but the people need bread. You have to actually turn it into something. So I was like, all right. And so I spent from early August to now 3.5 months making the next iteration of Arches and Avatars, and now it is in beta 0.1. It is no longer alpha. It's actually playable, and I can give it to you to play, and I already have given it to you to play because guess what? It's on DriveThruRPG today. Yes, hopefully this is by Black Friday, because I'm hoping it got approved by then, but either way, it's on there today at the time of this video's release, and here's a sneak peek. Let's look at it together. This is Arches and Avatars, my game. Most of the art in it was done by my wife. I'm not going to go through the entire thing in detail, but this is my game. This is her art. She has wonderful, lovely art. It's very bright and vibrant, which is not actually the intended tone of Arches and Avatars. A published full release is going to have totally different art. It's not going to be the cartoony style, but great for a beta. It's great to have this art than anything else, really. I'm so glad I got to take some of her art, because she made all this for my game, like for the home games I run with her and whatnot. It inspired her to make all this art, so this could go nowhere else except the beta. So anyway, look at that art. It's under the charisma section. That is her character. You'll see a lot of her. Anyway, there's also a few public domain art pieces like this, a few public domain, like 1 or 2 CC0, all probably credited. No AI art, it's all physical, as I talked about in my AI video. But yeah, a few public domain stuff. But the game is playable. I've added so many more sections. The alpha did not have stuff like shoving and ranged attacks and grappling and critical hits and magical attacks. Those were all rules I just carried over from 5e and held in my head. This has actual Arches and Avatars versions of those rules. It's like, hey, very concisely worded, very nice, very easy to use, just a couple of pages, and yeah, that right there was what I scrolled was the entirety of the basics of the exploration and combat. This is social interaction. It is half a page. This is all you need. More stuff will be added in full release, of course, but we're on page 24, right? And there's even an introduction. So about 20 pages is all you actually need to read to actually play this game. It's wonderful. Of course, plus your race and class and character options. Okay, again, it's on DriveThruRPG right now for super cheap, and the only reason I'm selling it at all, because it's a beta, right? You don't normally sell betas. The only reason I'm selling it is because it has art, and it has my wife's art, and I just could not give her art away for free. So it's like $2 or something. Anyway, character creation. Just a quick overview if you're new or returning or whatnot. So a lot of other games, like Dungeons and Dragons, has essentially 2 paths of progression. Your race and your class, right? There's also your background, but that doesn't really progress at all. It just kind of sits there, right? We have, 9 paths of progression. The beta only has 8. We don't have paragons. But you have your race, your mantle, your background, which actually is made of 6 parts and not just 1 like 5e. Your craft, your adherence, devotion, legacy, muse, and the one not included in this, your paragon. So there's so many more layers of customization in Arches and Avatars. It's like a sandwich with 9 layers of ingredients. You can cut, take some out and insert some, and the combination of flavor you get is so much more than if you have a 2-ingredient sandwich. It's like, well, there's only so much combination you can do with that, right? And this also plays really well, and it's concise. You don't need to read 600 pages. Well, that's a gross exaggeration. 5e has, I think, twice as many pages of rules, and they're all so wordy. This is much more concise. Anyway, it actually explains to you what Arches and Avatars are. So we have your races, childlike. Yes, you get to play a literal 8-year-old or 12-year-old, and there are rules for it, and it's really cool. And there's lore reasons why it's there. I found some free art from people with some attribution. This guy was made by Chaoclips. This is my wife's art. Very, like, she does sketching, she does watercolor, she does the comic book style, she does pen. I'm gonna scroll to the end, I have to show you the pen. This was more attributed art I found online. Yeah, gnome, and neither of these characters are gnomes. That's just all I had to stick in this spot. Gnomes in my world, of course, when you play Archers and Avatars, you can have whatever lore you want, but in my actual lore, gnomes are these perfidious little creatures. They're essentially elves that joined the small world of fairy and became small and had various other alterations that made them disagreeable to most human interaction. Anyway, this is not fully accurate because this was like her second sketch, so it's not perfect, but this is my wife's sketch of my race, a race I created called the Moro. They are essentially this, blue-gray, ashen skin, humanoid-ish, human elf, you can't quite tell, but they have these chitin plates all over them, like on their shoulders and face and head in a bunch of different configurations. And they have no hair. She gave her dreadlocks, and she technically shouldn't have hair, but they're all fiery. They have those red eyes, and they're very aggressive, and they love impaling things. They get a feature that doubles their proficiency just for piercing weapons, so they're just good at impaling all the time, which again is a mechanical incentive for you to play the way the creature would. If the creature likes impaling things, then I give you a mechanical incentive to impale things, right? It helps you. I mean, it's not technically roleplay, but it encourages you to roleplay, encourages you to get into their mindset. Look at this art. This is my wife's art. This is just absolutely fantastic. Again, it's a little too bright and happy for the published release, the full version, I mean. But I'm so glad to have it now. More public domain stuff. Look at that. Silence. That's a character my wife really likes in the game. She was just so inspired to make so much stuff. That's one of my wife's old characters, if it'll not be super slow. Frida. Anyway, it looks like it's getting slow. Yes, I found a few really old pieces, some public domain stuff. Arcanist, more of hers. Let's see. We're gonna go past and get to, that's her watercolor stuff for the adherences. Super cool. I'm just gonna scroll through this quickly and stop on a couple of good ones that, you saw that, huh? Look at that. That's Lord Therafit. My wife hates Lord Therafit. He's terrible. We're gonna stop on a couple of good pieces on my way to a really good piece at the end that I'm gonna show you. Look at this dude. This dude has personality. This dude is an absolute drug dealer. He's like, you want some potions? You want to buy some drugs? Yes, wonderful guy. Look at this art. Just look at this. This is amazing. My wife is such a good artist. That's just fantastic. Good page, whatever. It's facey. Anyway, I've been working really hard on this, working on this for 3.5 months, totally radio silent, getting lots of ideas. We're up to 4.5 million words written for Apsildon. We also have to change the name of Archers and Avatars, but I'll get to that in the next video. Look at her personality. My wife is so good at facial expressions and whatnot. Okay, this is the one I had to show you. Look at this guy. My wife can do the cartoony, she can do watercolor, she can do sketching. This was free-handed, no sketching, just pen work, okay? Old school. I was like, hey, let's make a kind of OSR compatible thing. This was like a year ago, and I was thinking about making an OSR adventure. And she's like, okay, sure, let me sketch out an OSR wizard. It's like, you can just do this? Look at the detail on that beard and the face and the hand. Like, this is just fantastic. She's a wonderful artist. We have spells. We have 2 full casters plus a cleric plus a bard. So that's 4 casters, depending on how you want to look at it. And this is the end, the credits. Look at this art. She's amazing at art, super good art. And this down here, if you can barely see it, is the first art she ever drew. Because we're at the table, and I describe this character that goes up and like puts his hand on her chin, and he's talking to her and whatnot. And she just draws it. She was inspired. Anyway, this is Archers and Avatars. It is my game. It is not done by a long shot, but it's beta, it's playable, it's on drive-thru now, and thank you all 281 subscribers, for sticking with me this whole time when you had every reason to believe I'd fallen off the face of the earth and would never return, but alas, I am back, and hopefully we'll be actually back, but then, I have a child, and holidays are here, so who knows the actual frequency of my actual my uploads, but that's why I've been gone. I won't have another one of those to crank out for a while, so I shouldn't be gone for another 3 months anytime soon. And so back to my game has changed. It's added so much stuff. I have to save it for another video because this is just the announcement video that it's done, it's ready, it's available. By the way, the version without Arch, the version of the Archers and Avatars beta 0.1 PDF without art is available for free in the Discord server, which is the first QR code in the PDF, in the book, actually. So anyway, if you want the actual rules themselves, they're totally free. You can totally have them. The beta 0.1 will be available for who knows how long until I take it down. But if you want the art and the full color version and be able to, use it and all that. Oh, character sheet. It also has a character sheet. Its own lovely character sheet. We're going to go up here. So yeah, it's fully playable, has a character sheet. It even has a GM handout that tells you how to, for now, because this isn't the full release, but for now, how to use 5e monsters. It's a very simple conversion. It is literally one half a page. I won't even show you. It's a half-page conversion guide, and then the other half of the page is example mini stat blocks. So it's super simple to run. It's pretty much just 5e with a couple of changes. In terms of the monsters and how the monster stat blocks are used, where you use 5e monster stat blocks and change them. The actual official Arches and Avatars stat blocks are going to be completely different. I'm taking all the lessons of all the best games out there and learning the lessons and applying them in my own way to match my game. Anyway, this is the game. Thank you for watching. Thank you for being here. Thank you for waiting and being patient. I've also had some really good convention games with some really cool people that just they liked the game and they gave good criticism and feedback, including on the name of the game, which I guess will be my next video, because I actually need help, or at least I want help. I request help from the audience as to what the name of my game ought to be, because it's not going to be Arches and Avatars, and I'll explain why in that video. But yeah, watch the next one and look at the options I have prepared and tell me what you think, and of course suggest any ideas of your own. But yeah, thank you for watching. Thank you for being patient. I'm back, and God bless. Goodbye.